Hi, my name is Rebecca Vasquez. I cannot tell you how many times I have restarted making this video. Today is my birthday, so I'm getting impromptu calls, and I'm trying to get this done before I have to go pick up one of my girls. I used to be a teacher. I taught for 15 years. I have 6 certifications. This is my second master's. I presently work for the Bureau of Prisons, and the goal was to make more money. I'm a single mom, and even as a correctional officer, I'm making more money with the federal government than I was as a teacher. And the goal is to get into education. They have a special education teacher spot. Anybody else who's familiar with the military pay grades, that will start as a GS-9. I came in as a GS-5. I'm presently a GS-7. So, and of course within 1 year I'll be a GS-11. So I'm looking forward to that pay, because then I can take care of my girls while the divorce is still ongoing. It's very high conflict and I'm getting no child support. So this is a very long divorce. I filed over a year ago, and they're not giving me a final hearing date until next year. Yeah, yay me. So in my 3 girls, they are my motivation for doing a lot of this. And you know, career-wise, you know, that's one thing. The other part, though, is I'm getting some fantastic ideas of real-life application. My Bianca almost got herself into a fight yesterday. She's the one with nonverbal learning disorder. And there's things like her maturity level's probably that in an 8-year-old, and she's 13. She doesn't get certain social cues. She doesn't realize how she helps instigate the situation. She tells stories, so she's always innocent. And yesterday when she's trying to say, hey, it wasn't my fault, it wasn't my fault, I just brought up how there was this really clever cutlo that the other child was given. And I know that's my child. And she caved, going, yeah, I said that. I'm like, yeah, I know you did. The phrase was, you incredible sulk. Not the Incredible Hulk, but incredible sulk. And she is clever that way. Where even the assistant principal said that she tried very hard not to laugh when she's getting a full report of the incident. I'm like, yeah, that's my kid. That's gonna be her. She's very clever in so many ways. She's that, you know, she's a conundrum. You know, you're gonna hear some fantastic, brilliant things come out of her mouth, and there's other things where someone might look at her going, are you playing with a full deck? I mean, she's this amazing, gifted child, and then there's so many struggles that she's dealing with. It's sometimes we think of autism when we look at her, but it's not autism. So some of those things do work with her that you could use with autism, and there's a lot of things that don't. Like she is firing way more engines than with communication and other areas that you can talk with her, and then there's other areas where she needs so much guidance in order to understand. So I'm getting some really great ideas from the classes I've taken. One of the ones last semester was a transitions course, and it gave me the idea this year of sending a 1-page info sheet to her teachers saying, okay, this is nonverbal learning disorder. I figure if I hadn't heard of it before when I was a teacher, you probably haven't heard of it either. Here's what it looks like. Here's some things that we learned that helps Bianca and help prevent us from having outbursts, because she can have behavior issues depending on how you deal with it. This really benefited my child yesterday, because this charter school still has not sent the special education paperwork to the junior high. And so when this incident happens and the assistant principal, you know, rushes down to the classroom, and the teacher lets her know, like, we've already gotten paperwork. The counselor has paperwork that, you know, from mom saying that she has nonverbal learning disorder, but we don't have special education paperwork yet. So because I cannot have my cell phone at work, the principal couldn't get a hold of me right away. So when she did get a hold of me on my drive home, because I have about a 45-minute commute, she said that she gave her a cooling off period. And I was like, oh, thank heavens, because that's part of her BIP. She's like, oh, good, she has a BIP. I need to know that she has a BIP. I'm like, yes, ma'am, she has a BIP. Is there any consequences? Because what did she do? This is not my first rodeo where I'm being called from the school because of my child's behavior issues. And because I had sent out that info sheet, the principal was more on board, the assistant principal was more on board on what can we do to help you with your child at the onset of the school, instead of calling me up saying your child's a behavior issue. Like, she understood, like, how can we help her? And I was so grateful for that. So I'm feeling thousands of ideas from these courses that I'm taking that is helping me in my personal life, and it's like a real life experiment, and I love being able to help this child, because yesterday I didn't get her until 8 o'clock from her father, and I'm holding this child who's taller than me and bigger than me, and she is sobbing so hard into my arms where I don't know if it was snot and tears on my shirt, but it was soaked. And she's saying how much those classmates hate her. It just breaks your heart to hear that, dude. It really does. And trying to guide her through seeing how she helped instigate the issue, and that she's not the only one who has felt like an outcast, unaccepted by other classmates, but that she's an okay person anyway, that these kids are not the kids from the charter school. Some of these kids know how to fight. And her eyes got real big, like, I don't know how to fight. I'm like, yeah, you don't know how to fight. You were at this really protected, nice little charter school, and even if you thought those kids were mean, it's nothing compared to these kids at the public school. And you need to watch your mouth, because you might get yourself beaten up. So, how do I guide her, kind of thing? How do I help her? And I'm so glad the educators there at the school are already on board on how it is that we can help her. They are going to change her schedule some so that she's not with that group of students. I just said, please keep her in choir. She has to have a niche. She has to have a place that she shines. When you struggle as much as she has, your self-esteem is in the toilet. She needs somewhere to shine. And the assistant principal said that she'll do whatever she can. So, that's where I'm at. That's pretty much my life. Single mom with 3 kids, second master's degree. I seem to really enjoy taking classes, because here I am again. You can guess my age if you want to. I really don't care. But I seem to I'm so compelled to do certain things. And I like taking classes, and I like taking the certifications. I like trying new things. And of course, my girls are my motivation for all of this stuff. I want to make sure we have a good life, and that when they need shoes, they have shoes. When they need physical therapy, I have the money for it. When they're needing therapy or medication or anything, they have it. I want to make sure. So that's basically me. I do have a fantastic support system. I can't tell you how many times my mom's done my laundry, dinner has showed up, just so I can pound away at these keyboards a little bit more. So I'm really grateful for where I'm at, and I can't wait to find out what more I get to learn this semester that I get to test out on my household. So that's me. I guess if you have any questions, post them. Thank you.